Hey, let's go into the draft, folks. Here it is wildcards day 2 of the MESL. I'm your caster Linwell, and the casting desk is going to be hockey once again. And we're going to start us off with the draft here. BR on the blue side and Say on the red side.
This is a really exciting matchup. I've been waiting for this matchup for a while, and it's been
Hmm.
an honor to cast such matchup. Right, you have Birthright against SEIJU, two extremely
Yeah.
strong teams, but one of them is well known around Europe and are exceptionally one of the best we've seen so far. So Levi, Danny, Mark, my lobby, and Yurikas are the 5 players right now for the side of Birthright. We have for the side of SEIJU, we have Winston, Mahoraga, Mugen, and Jace at the current roster. So let's see how it's gonna play out. Right, these teams they have their own unique playstyles which Seiju are like we've mentioned, 5 friends that play exceptionally well together. But
Hmm.
come on, there has to be more than that, right? You can't get this far, right? You can't
Yeah.
get this far just being 5 friends. Of course, they have something hidden, something we might find out right now as we speak. And for the side of Birthright, on the other hand, they have to prove us that they're more than just 5 friends. They're just family, maybe a big, huge team or an upcoming best team, right? So let's see here. We have the Matilda band in first by the side of Birthright. I think it's a really good band because Matilda is something you'd usually pick as a second pick, and as a first pick, it
Hmm.
kind of works, but at the same time, it's sort of a risk, right? Because Matilda is one of
Yeah.
those roamers that is easily counterable.
Yep, indeed. Very fair, sir, also. And, as a first game starts off like this, it's quite fair here for both these teams. You know that there are seasonal players here, especially from Birthright. SEIJU, on the other hand, like you said, a couple of friends, but maybe it might be diamonds in the rough. Who knows? But we'll only have to see here. Bans coming up also again. Hayabusa, jungle band here. They're targeting certain heroes here or players from the side of SEIJU, probably, or I guess might be opting for having their utility XP laners open, which happen quite in the meta so far. Which again, time and time again, we've been seeing it again and again. Is it going to be a Hilda match? Maybe. Is it going to be Zushin? It's only up to SEIJU for the bans here. So hockey, what are you predicting as a first pick from the side Birthright? Maybe, like you said earlier, is it Matilda? Or I mean, it's already banned here. So Mage, XP laner, which one?
Well, the thing is, we've seen time and time where we've seen a Hilda first pick on the previous series, right? We've seen Hilda a
Yeah.
lot. So she could potentially be a first pick. I'm guessing something flexible. And if something is meta is open, like a Zushin is open, that is most likely to
Hmm.
be the first pick. Depends on how this ban phase goes right now. We do have the Fanny who got banned, and I was low-key hoping to see a Fanny, like last
Yeah.
time. But for now, maybe if we see a Zushin open, if we see a Hilda open, we could potentially see these 2 picks instead on the first pick for the side of Birthright. And if it's not those, I'm gonna probably take a wild guess and go something like Suyu or Nolan
Yeah.
or Link. So yeah.
Yep, could very well be. Yeah, and seeing the Gato Gacha ban here, it's gonna be a high possibility for either of these picks to happen. And I think if SEIJU they want to play the cards right, maybe go for a different ban and try to get 2 more of those broken heroes, or for having a better draft in the second phase, which could happen, could not happen. Depends if which hero they want to ban for. Because this is the first game, so usually teams tend to play it a little bit more experimental or have pocket picks to throw off the opponent's side. But it might happen, might not. I don't know. It looks like so far it's just going to be a standard draft coming in for both teams.
What I like about this draft, right? You see how Birthright bans between Seiju bans. They put Seiju here on the spot, and Seiju taking out a Tig might be a
Oh,
mistake,
yeah.
giving away the Zushin. Right now, as I speak, if Birthright do take that Zushin, and let's say somehow in their position on during the second picks, like I said here, they took the Zushin. If they were
Yeah.
able to also get something that can back us up, or maybe something that can protect that Zushin, maybe a Hilda that can zone away, or is anything else, I think that might put Seiju in a really tough spot. So now giving away the Zushin, this is the first time we've seen a Zushin. We've seen her get banned the entire series yesterday, and today
Hmm.
we finally get to see why she's banned, right? Now we have Jace over here taking the Suyu for the side of Seiju, right? The Suyu is expected. But now
Yep.
you have to play through. You have to play against tough junglers upcoming in the draft, right? You have Nolan still open, which is one of the fastest junglers we currently know of. We have a Link, a high rotational jungle. We still have open. You have Alpha, which is a really good frontliner paired alongside a support or maybe even a utility roamer like an Arlott or an Edith, right? So this could potentially put SEIJU on the spot.
Yep, indeed. And looks like he'll be quite a decision maker here as Mugen locks in the Hilda. And those are quite strong picks coming from side of SEIJU. Or Birthright here might counter with either. What could they go for here?
I
Utility
mean,
roamers in this case early on, because they already see the
oh,
jungler, they already see the maybe XP laner here. Because Hilda, we haven't really seen any roam Hilda recently. So
I was
Danny,
expecting
oh,
that Bruno. I was expecting between
yeah,
a Bruno or a Beatrix, right? Because that's what we saw the
hmm,
most. But the Phoveus is quite unexpected. And to be fair, yeah,
yeah,
Phoveus
oh,
could be picked, but I feel like it's a bit too early. Though it still works. He's
mm,
still overall a solid EXP laner, right? He still catches up to bar against so many XP laners like Arlott, Hilda, Edith, and whatever else is there. So maybe yes, Phoveus kind of works, but now it's up to SEIJU now to go for the last pick before the second ban phase, and they have quite a variety of picks open. I think they might want to take a mage that could benefit them before it gets banned, like an Aurora or anything. There it
yep,
is, and like I said, an
oh,
Aurora. There it is. I still have that crystal ball from yesterday, and because mages are most likely to get banned, so I think you just want to go for
yes,
that. But
mm,
now they've put him on the spot because they can take out either marksman here, right? You can take out the Claude, you can take out the Beatrix, you can take out the Clint, you can take out the Melissa, or even put them on the spot here and maybe take out something they could flex with and force a Hilda roam.
yeah. It could be very much likely here. From the PR there. Say here on the other hand, what they want to ban here. Roamer open, there's jungler still open, so if they want to give a more better lineup for them, I guess could go for either a Nolan or Link ban. Even the Alpha has been picked a couple of times against the SEIJU, which is the only remaining tank jungler left, which we've seen Fragrant, we've seen Akai, but against this setup, it's a little bit difficult to face with, I'd say.
I kind of agree here. I think Alpha would be
Yeah.
probably the best ban for the side of SEIJU, but once again, if Ling, if played properly, he could be
Oh, yeah. True.
proven troublesome, like, especially against SEIJU's mage Mahoraga, right? On the Aurora, you don't really have that much
Hmm.
mobility. Plus, when the Matilda is banned, it's nothing gonna save you from the Ling. Even if you manage to get a Kufra, he's not a hero who's gonna save you from the backline, right? Unless if it's played correctly. But
Yeah.
now, like I said, banning here, focusing the marksman, the Beatrix is definitely a really good ban here for the side of Birthright. I think they
Hmm.
might go for either another marksman ban or maybe a roam ban that could potentially ruin some of the flex that Sage was trying to go for.
Yeah. Maybe a Carmilla ban could work out, but again, if we go for the Carmilla pick, a Rome pick against the Zushin here has to be very important because once if Levi gets that river control, it's gonna be so hard to snowball further on in those objectives. So,
Hmm.
what other options are here left? Maybe the Grok here could be a counter to the Zushin,
Against, I mean,
but
against
oh,
Zushin, Hylos
yeah,
is definitely a nice ban, right? But against Zushin, I think you wanna go for a roamer that could not be easily caught, right? Like for example, if you go for a
hmm,
Dig is a slow roamer that could be easily poked and caught by the Zushin. But I think you wanna go
yeah,
for something more mobile, something faster, maybe a Lolita, maybe a Cho,
mm,
maybe a
maybe,
Kufra. Kufra kind of works because he often stays back and goes for the jumps, right? Or something
yeah,
that is not as vulnerable as other roamers. Even Minotaur in this situation is considered vulnerable, right, for the side of SEIJU. So you
hmm,
have to really think carefully. Maybe Edith. Edith could be also proven difficult against Zushin.
yeah.
And it looks like we're gonna pick up the Moskov. We've seen the Moskov get banned in the previous series,
Oh.
and this is the first time we get a Moskov here, ladies and gentlemen, and so is the Zushin.
Yep, indeed. But against a Bruno, that's a little bit of a tough call to make, I'd say. They could play it safe. He could just farm up and just, play the safe game until he gets those item spikes. But then again, there's ganks there coming in from Azusha are going to be pretty hard to deal with. I guess you could go for the Purify or Flicker. I think Purify is a better option, but then you lose the advantage spell over the Bruno. So it's quite tough call to make. But now
agree,
BR, the next two picks, yeah.
Birthright
Bane.
going in with the Bane.
Yeah.
We've seen the Bane last time where it was 5 levels ahead. Alright, it was 5 levels ahead. That's the last time we've seen a Bane. And there is the Grok, like you mentioned here, Linwell. Grok is a really nice pick against the again with the Zushin, actually, not against the Zushin, right? He works on both sides here. But let me tell you something about that Moskov pick. I really like the Moskov pick because it shows that SEIJU want to play active around the team fights, right? To having that Spear of Destruction, using it to out-rotate the gold laner, that's the thing. If you go a 5v4 in the upcoming objective, I think that Moskov will be proven really useful if he lands that Spear of Destruction and could potentially decide the game. But right now, let's look at the last pick for SEIJU. Is it going to be a roam? Is it going to be an XP lane? We don't know yet. We have a Hilda, so this position is still on the flex. And whatever your opinions here, what do you think they might go for?
Oh, it's a very tough call to make because I was going to say the Grok because, you know, he has the CC immunity. So that's what you need most of the time to give the vision, be the frontliner. But it's a Jawhead. Hang on. Wait a second. They might be cooking something because Jawhead tends to lane pretty well against the Grok and has the ejector to catch the Zushin if he does want to go for it. So it's looking a very solid lineup. Yeah,
I like that. I mean, like I said, a fast roamer will work, and that is Jawhead in this example. I think they're looking forward to help the SEIJU and make sure that his nerf doesn't affect him, right? Because if you've checked the recent patch note, ladies and gentlemen, SEIJU did get nerfed on the jungle where he farms a bit slower than usual. So I think that Jawhead could potentially help him, you know, leash the buff where SEIJU is not taken in, then have SEIJU on the fast track once again, hoping for that early level 3 and early fight. So this, ladies and gentlemen, could be a really, really good pick here. And looking at the draft of both, I honestly do like Birthright's draft more due to how aggressive it is. But once again, SEIJU going in with such a utility draft that could, if played right, if played to perfection, I think SEIJU's draft could dominate.
Hey man, it's respectable, honestly. I'd say very much also, but we are into the game, ladies and gentlemen, here. It is the wildcards for the MESL, day number 2. Birthright on the blue side versus SEIJU on the red side. Gonna start us off. I'm your caster, Linwell. Germany casting this is gonna be none other than Hockey here.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As we are seeing right now, I mean, this is the power of Zushin, right? I mean, Mark did get poked heavily, but Zushin is always there to back us off. And whenever you're trying to go against a Zushin, you're trying to avoid that Lantern Flare as much as possible. And as you can see on the map here, Mahoraga gets a few stacks of Lantern Flare, like, no, I don't want to get knocked up because this could potentially end in the first blood, right? So right now we are seeing a safe game from both sides. SEIJU farming fast thanks to that Jawhead's assist, right? And making sure he catches up against Bane. Look, he even cleared his entire side of the jungle, and Bane has yet to clear 2 greens. So that definitely puts SEIJU in an advantage when paired with a Jawhead or anything, or maybe a Hylos could work in that case as well.
Yep, indeed. Well, Hylos, you know, it's a little bit more slow than Jawhead, so I like the way how Mahoraga is pacing the game so far. And team fights here can be decided probably in the third lane, which is spawning in a matter of few seconds. Although MLBB still has to wait for the level 4. I don't know if they want to get even level 4s for both the XP and the roamer, but looks like they're gonna split it up.
I think it's better to get that level 4 for the roamer, for the XP laner, because the XP laner is usually more aggressive and effective into the team fights, and they are rushing that first objective right now. As you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, allowing them to go ahead and farm and making sure that the Bruno has a safe advantage.
Yep, indeed. Oh, wait, hang on. Mark is looking in for a play, possibly. Could go for a wild charge, but no, it's not going to be given. They want to go for more with an invade here, but he's going to get spotted out. Mahoraga has the ejector, but is immune. Can't push him there, but no, waits for the timing. Picks him up right on time. Even a wall here. Got his berry, forces out the flicker. It's it's a really good utility used up so early on. But there's this one thing there I want to ask Herky, because looking at the side of BR, they both have so much knock-up abilities with the wild charge, with the deadly catch, and with it's. Do you think that's going to be a huge detrimental thing for the side of SEIJU
Most likely
in
it
those
will
team
be a
fights?
detrimental thing, right? Especially with that wild charge and the guardian barrier combo. If you get at
Oof.
least 3 people and paired with the Zushin like that, I think you get put the team in trouble, right? Put the stage in trouble right now as we're seeing the
Oh,
fight with the deadly catch
yeah,
coming in, first
indeed.
blood coming in from
Just
my
like
lobby,
that.
and they're still
Oh.
going for more there. There is the lantern flare, and there it is 2-0 for the side of Birthright. And you've seen that spear of destruction coming in from Jace,
Mm-hmm.
but he knows that he cannot go in there. This fight is already more than doomed on the way how Fovius going in with a demonic force like that, and not having Mugen there on the Hilda, not
Oh.
participating in time, that definitely put the side of Seiju on a really bad spot as we speak.
Indeed. And, Jace tried to help them out from top lane section, but what can a Moskov level 4 really do at that pace? He landed Spear of Destruction, but at that point the fight's already over. 2 kills over to the side of Team BR here. Next hill spawning in with Wise here. Has to jungle a little bit more faster if he wants to get the level advantage, which is not looking like it's gonna be any easier with BR applying so much pressure right now, but River Control still in their possession, and Danny being a massive threat with this lantern is giving so much vision and control for his team.
Yeah, and it looks like
But
they're trying to
he gets
force.
locked in. Oh, Joe trying to go in Malraga, but the Vicar wall charge gets the play. My lobby picks him up. They're targeting Weiss next, which doesn't have the dash right now. Ulrich gets the one to pick up the kill, but there is the Spear of Destruction landed. Doesn't want to go in the Mugen, the only frontliner left intact. Uses to Revitalize, but only for so long as Danny picks up the kill. But meanwhile, Jace in the bot lane here, trying to get the gold plating and dealing a little bit more damage. Maybe get a turret, but he will have to back because it's not too soon.
Really well played fight coming in from Birthright, as you guys saw there, ladies and gentlemen. The thing about these two compositions, right, is that
Mm-hmm.
whoever engages first has to make sure he has the right amount of backup, right? And you can't just engage like how Maharaga did with that unstoppable force. He went a bit too far in, and Birthright, the pro team they knew how to punish that exactly and was able to make full advantage out of it. So really good play coming in from the side of Birthright. They were able to punish that right on time, and that's what is Birthright's route is right like about.
Yeah.
I mean, right? They're just
Mm-hmm.
they hone their skill on a daily basis. They know what they're doing. They know when to punish and when to
Yeah.
fight, and they're waiting for that. And this is what a patient gameplay puts you ahead, right? 3 to 4K ahead, and they're just waiting. They're waiting for something that Seiju is going to do so that they can punish them. And that's when Seiju now needs to step up their game. Like, we gotta take a coordinated fight. But if you look at the top lane, right, there it looks like Jace is in trouble, or never mind, Levi might be in trouble instead.
Yeah. Well, he gets caught there. Malraga dives in, gets the knock up, and the kill can't go towards White. Finally getting a piece of the puzzle. But again, in the bot lane, a little bit of trouble. Dukes it up, and he goes down half HP, but still tanky. Survives in defense the turret. Just right on time, but Mark here hovering over, still has a CC immune here. Gets tossed around by Danny, and the Goddess Barrier also coming into zone off, but minions gonna be falling. It looks like Birthright wants to take another turret. 3 members of the side of SEIJU here will be trying to defend this. Rick also being face checked here. But there, Araga try to go and get an injector, but not gonna find it. Mugen instead gonna be the one to get caught in the other end. And there's the Frigid Glacier, only for zoning off. As Jace picks up the turret in the top lane section. Oof, still wants to go for more, but he doesn't want to be too greedy here. As the
Yeah.
rest of Birthright falls on towards the turtle.
You know what I love about this match is how objectively both teams are playing, right? You have Jace trying to push as much as possible, but he might be in trouble
Oh,
as my lobby is trying to catch that with
oh
the demonic
no.
force right now. And there it is, gets the first demonic force in there. Danny back him up, and it looks like Jace might be in trouble right now if he's not backed up properly. And ooh, still going into the wild charge, and there it is, the double pick off coming through, and that is one hell of a grok for you, ladies and gentlemen. There it is, Danny with the double kill, does have that Sky Piercer. I think he's tagged about 2 times right now as we speak. And now, 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, and Yurik is gonna start hurting with that Bruno as we speak.
Indeed. He's dishing out the damage so far. But minions here gonna be clear dead. My lobby and Mugen. Just, two XP laners doing XP laner things. And Weiss being spotted out. Gets the face full of bullets there, so has to back out. And BR here so far spreading their awareness to all sides of the map here. We're at 2-1 right now. And just, giving the pressure. So if you're in the shoes of SEIJU right now, it's in a very you're like I don't know how you can make a comeback at this point, because look at the dominance they're providing. Danny even going in with the Crimson Beacon here. Oof, not gonna get him right on time, but a turret taken nonetheless here. VR so strong, and the Lord gonna be spawning in a matter of a few seconds. If SEIJU doesn't get that map control, or at least one of the members of VR, it's gonna be looking pretty grim for them.
I mean, it is looking pretty grim, like we said here. And the thing about Birthright, they're playing for that long-term objective gaming. Apart from SEIJU is playing the short term, like, hey, we gotta get this tower and go back, get this tower and go back, and hopefully they think this got potentially benefit them apart from trading the turtle. And yeah, sure, that playstyle kind of works most of the time, but for the side of Birthright, they know what they're doing. They know they need these turtles first, they need this farm ahead, so that when it comes to above 9 minutes where the Lord comes in, or maybe even if they wait for the Loomis Lord, but I doubt they would do that, right? They're looking for something. But right now the ejector as a purify coming in from Danny. Lantern Flame to knock up here. This Maoraga might be in trouble with the Wild Charge, and then this Uruk secures the kill as Levi secures the Lord here, and Flicker coming in from Sen. And that's what I'm saying, right? They're gonna wait for that long-term playstyle where they wait for the Lord and potentially take out some major objectives, like maybe the second mid-tier tower, or potentially the bottom inhibitor.
We're getting that Malefic gun. It's just going to be right on time for this team fight. He picks up the kill on towards Weiss. Frigid Glacier also being used, but not enough, as MyLobby gets the kill on towards Mugen. Revitalize also still tanky, but it doesn't really matter. Now, 2 members down for the side of SEIJU. Lord spawning in and marching down the bot lane section, with Levi being so farmed up. He's level 14 right now, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be able to do so much burst damage. Going to get the 15 right now, and this is the 10-minute mark. He's just so farmed up. I was talking about Nolan being the fastest jungler in the game, but Bane is pulling up a notch, and he's like, "Nah, I'm the king of the sea, right?" And he's just dealing so much burst damage.
I mean, that is a Bane for you, right? He has to constantly get that farm and make sure he applies that dominance on the map with a deadly catch during the team fights, right? So Bane is one hell of a pick. I like the Bane pick, right? I always like the Bane pick. He always plays so objectively, and knowing that his passive allows him to push quickly to the point where you can do Bane drafts without a marksman. Right now, the ejector flicker coming through at the Frigid Glacier is also pulled by Sen, making a pick off, but Danny said no, I'll avenge that, and takes out Mahoraga for himself and puts the whole team of SEIJU back as they secure that top lane. On an only inhibitor right there with an amazing push coming in from Uruk and Levi, and looks like they're looking for more here in the bottom lane inhibitor.
Yep, indeed. That ejector play was a goal for the side of SEIJU to start off a fight, but all of them were clumped up to finish off MyLobby before he could do anything, and that was just a go for Levi and Mark there to use all of their knock-up abilities, and even Danny being the one to pick up the kill here. But third here, top lane inhibitor taken down. It's 11 minutes now, 12-minute marker, probably 12 minutes 30 seconds. Lord going to be spawning in, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for the side of SEIJU if they want to defend the upcoming Lord. But yeah, Mark being chased by Mahoraga, ejector just going to be immune. The Garden Barrier also. He's just trolling a little bit. He just might be in a bit of trouble. Hang on. Mahoraga goes on towards Danny, but at what cost? His life here as Levi picks up the kill for his team. BR looking to push the mid lane section here. Doing a little bit of damage here by Uruk. And there's the catch also used alongside, but no minions are being available. Mark here just zoning off the rest of the side of this SEIJU a little bit more, buying some time for his team as Uruk with the Malefic Gun's range advantage gets the turret down. Levi being the one to pick it up, but is it going to be game? SEIJU, they're trying so hard to defend, but one by one they all fall. Uruk picking up the kill onto Weiss. Inhibitor falling in a matter of few seconds.